Welcome back to another episode of Becoming a Practical Machinist. I am Kurtis Wolfinger, and this is my wife, Rebecca Wolfinger of Mil-Spec Manufacturing.
Now, the last time we kind of sat down and talked to y'all, it was, 10 months ago.
Yep.
And we were having a little bit tough go at being business owners.
It was tough.
It was a little traumatizing, right?
Oh, yeah. I mean, from the dishwasher going bad, the washer and dryer going bad, the AC and heat going out.
Everything broke.
It was the 1700s at my house, from, hand washing clothes to drying clothes outside and everything. It was humbling.
It has been quite the journey learning the business side of manufacturing. I don't think anything really prepares you for it,
No.
unless you worked in the management business part of it at a previous employer. But this is really new territory for a lot of people, and it certainly was for us.
Yeah. In my experience of, working at shops, again, only just being a machinist, you don't see that business side of it.
Yeah.
So you don't realize what all goes on that side. It's insane.
So, but we are back. We've been machining full time now for a year and a half, and we're happy to report we're doing great. I feel like we finally broke through that glass ceiling of we have a phenomenal network now. We have amazing vendors and relationships with them. We have a steady flow of RFQs. And just this month alone, this is December, if you're watching this in December, there's been some very hefty RFQs coming through. And I think after kind of like the election happened, it seems like everything's picking up. Because when we had material delivered the other day, they said that they've had 4 trucks out running 12 hours a day, and they cannot keep up with the demand for material.
Yeah.
That's amazing.
There are 4 trucks, and they even had to use a pickup on top of that
Oh my goodness.
to deliver material, and they still can't keep up.
Yeah, so Kurtis and I are feeling pretty damn optimistic about 2025. I feel like a lot of great stuff's going to happen for Mil-Spec, but not only us, just for you guys and the entire, manufacturing industry in general.
Oh, yeah, definitely.
Yeah. So I think, we've taken a lot of time in going from those highs and low points, because owning a business is quite literally like this, guys. And we look back and we're like, okay, well, the so-and-so is doing really great. What did they do differently compared to how we started? And so reflecting back on that, we realized the things that we did wrong and the things that we could have changed to improve our situation. And I think the biggest reason why we had the hardest time, like the first 6 months to, well, we'll even say a year, it's just we didn't really have that network established before we started the machine shop.
Nope.
If you follow our story a little bit, why we started Mil-Spec is Kurtis is a disabled veteran.
Yep.
And a lot of places he worked at, he realized that veterans get treated great on Veterans Day, thank you for your service. But when it comes to the rest of the year, it really wasn't extended. So when you had mandatory CMK exams or doctor's appointments and stuff like that, they weren't very understanding. So unfortunately, when he worked at places like that, you kind of wasn't a great relationship when you left.
Nope.
It wasn't somebody that you wanted to associate with them after leaving. So we didn't really have a network we could call upon that was in the manufacturing industry. Be like, hey, we got a machine. Can we have overflow work? And both of us were not on LinkedIn whatsoever.
Nope. We had no network. We had no idea.
How important it was going to be.
Yeah, it was insane.
Mm-hmm.
From where we started to where we are now is incredible.
And I can confidently say that having the network is the game changer for your business, because it's all about relationships here. If you're not a very social person, you're going to have to really work on that and get confident talking to other people and going out and being outgoing to make those connections, because you absolutely need them.
Yes. But not only that, like, you get to meet like cool people.
Yeah.
And even just like cold calling locally, just to go out there and meet those people. They might not have work for you, but they might know somebody that could give you work.
Yeah, most certainly. So I guess if we could give advice to anybody trying to jump into owning their business, build that network now, get on LinkedIn like yesterday and start adding people.
Yes.
I always tell people the key to LinkedIn is don't treat it like LinkedIn. I think LinkedIn's recommendation is don't add anybody you don't know. Just throw that out the window. That is how you actually make connections.
Yeah.
You want to look for those managers, the purchasers,
Yep.
CEOs, owners, probably missing a couple big things there. But yeah, that's people who are decision makers in the company. That's who you want to connect with. Even if you don't know them, make that relationship, reach out to them, be like, hey, I own a machine shop. Just basic commenting and posting regularly is how you can get that stuff started.
Showing the quality of your work.
Yeah.
And so they know what to expect when they reach out to you for jobs.
And now, as far as like our appliances and everything breaking, I think financially when we started, we thought 4 to 6 months of like living expenses would cover the business and the house.
Yeah. No.
No, not when everything breaks.
No. I mean, like it really seemed like it wasn't enough at all.
Yeah.
I mean, what would you say be a good number?
I think for the business side, I would say minimum of $10,000. So you can float material, and if like anything breaks on the machine, tooling, of course. And then for the household, I would still say a minimum of 6 months living expenses for your household.
On top of that 10,000?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think it would be better to go in more prepared and have extra money and expect the worst things to happen.
Yep.
And have that money saved for a rainy day.
Definitely. I mean, from the time I had to fix this machine, I didn't expect it was going to cost that much.
Yeah.
Like for circuit boards and everything to be installed being about $5,000. Yeah, that.
But I will point out that BF4 has paid herself off over like 3 times at this point.
Yep.
So it's been fantastic machine.
She's been a very, very good girl.
Yeah.
She's treated us well, and she stays consistent.
Yeah. I think my other biggest regret when we started Mil-Spec is not starting here.
Yes.
So you guys watched, was it the last episode? Maybe the last 2 or so. We moved from a place we were renting from the very beginning of starting the machine shop, and we came back onto our property now. And we have cut our business expenses by up to like 50%.
Yeah.
So our overhead is extremely low now.
Yep.
And that has opened a whole slew of opportunities too. Freedom.
Yep. Yeah. Oh man, if we would have just started off in here, it would have been a lot easier, because within the past year is like from having to move 2 times, that thousands of dollars in just moving fees.
Yeah, she means like bringing the machine to the rented space and then back here, because they wanted to sell their property. We didn't want to buy it, so that's why we had to move again. So it could have been unavoidable expenses that wasn't necessary.
Yeah.
Of course, being a business owner, it's a bunch of learning curves. That's why we do what we do, trying to be transparent, save you guys a few bucks and hopefully headaches in the process.
Yep.
So I would recommend anybody starting machine shop, start at home. If you have a garage space, it doesn't have to be fancy. Keep it clean, keep it organized.
You don't really need that much power. Like for my rotary phase converter, that you have like they recommend a 125 amp, breaker for it.
Oh.
If you have like a 200 amp service panel in your garage, you just put a 125 in, put the rotary phase converter on. You can power a full-on CNC machine, no problem.
Yeah, our electrician was great. He made everything possible that we thought would be a headache.
That dude was a godsend.
Yeah. So let's kind of go over our milestones so far, like since that low point 10 months ago. I've mentioned that December has been the highest gross for us, and that's going to open a lot of doors for investing into the company.
And we already mentioned that we renovated this shop. That eliminated a lot of overhead.
Yeah, and that really wasn't that expensive. I think
Nope.
in total it was about just under $2,000, because the majority of our expenses was plywood, insulation, and then wiring. It really wasn't that bad. We did a lot of the demo and repurposed, 2x4s and stuff as we renovated it. So it really wasn't that bad. Should have done it from the beginning.
Yeah, I mean, it was still kind of funny to watch the movers squeeze this machine under all of it.
There was a little bit of fear in their eyes, like, are you sure you guys didn't screw up?
Should we measure this right?
Yeah.
It's like, oh yeah, there should
You've got it.
there should be definitely some clearance. And in our eyes, clearance is clearance. So yeah.
Another milestone. You guys saw that we won a business grant was it March?
Yes.
$20,000 business grant from Warrior Rising. We went through their entrepreneur courses, and they kind of help veterans and their spouses, family members learn all of that stuff. So we did a business pitch, won that money, and that's going to go towards all the money we're making right now towards ITAR, new machines. We started the ISO process for getting certified.
Yep.
So like all this little stuff that's going to help us, win bigger, better RFQs to get more work in here.
Yep. And no, that network with them has been phenomenal as well.
It's been unexpected, the opportunities from Warrior Rising.
Yeah.
So just being plugged into the veteran community has been a plethora of opportunities because everybody within Warrior Rising is very high achieving entrepreneurs and they have businesses across every single industry.
Yep.
And there's such a brotherhood, sisterhood too.
It's just a family.
It's a family, yeah. And so like everybody in there in Warrior Rising is very open and happy to give you a hand up and
Wants you to achieve.
Yeah, they want you to achieve, and they also are like, how can we collaborate together so both of our businesses win? And that is a great thing.
Yeah, and it's like what we've been trying to push in the manufacturing industry already, collaboration over competition.
Absolutely, yeah. So Warrior Rising really embraces that.
Yeah, and it is so amazing.
Yeah, so a lot of big customers are coming from Warrior Rising, so if you're a veteran, you should definitely check out Warrior Rising. Join our family over there. And hands up to everybody.
Oh, yes. Amazing people.
Yeah. And talk about our plans for the future, maybe?
Ooh, yes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So we are definitely buying more machines.
Yep.
You guys are probably wondering for a while. It's like they only have that VF4 for a long time.
Yeah, but
Trying to avoid debt, by saving money up and financing the stuff with cash, or not financing, buying with cash.
well, not only that, like I got this VF4 because I wanted my company to grow into the machine, not the other way around where you get a machine and your company outgrows the machine. Next thing you know, you got to keep up with it. This machine with a pallet changer
And a big ass table.
and huge table. I mean, 50 inches wide by 20 inches deep.
We get a lot of overflow work from people that have a small table that need the capabilities that we have. So you did a good job picking the VF4 because we're never going to really outgrow this machine that's going to be with our company for as long as we keep her ticking.
Yeah, and not only that, like if you're doing small work on a big table, you can do multiple small works, and with it being a pallet changer, just keep it going.
So we're kind of keeping that mentality in mind when we buy these these new machines. We want to take advantage of, we want to get another mill because Kurtis and I are working on a product line and we want it to kind of be dedicated to one machine so we can still do job shop stuff on the VF4. And we want it to kind of have automation as well so that it's just two of us, but it's not going to be detrimental if we're swamped with the job shop side.
Yep.
And then for the lathe, I would really like to get live tooling so everything just in the lathe and it doesn't have to go back and forth machines.
Yeah, because majority of the stuff that I get an RFQ for be perfect for like a fourth axis, live tooling lathe that can all be done in one go. So, and that's just my experience. That's from all the RFQs I have gotten in over a year. Like that machine for me would be awesome.
Yeah.
It would cover all my bases of all the money that I haven't been able to win because of that machine.
Yeah.
It
Just
should
not having it.
just because I'm not having it.
Oh, yeah. It's so funny when, you start your business, when you go to buy your first machine, they say do a lot of market research, figure out what kind of jobs are out there. We did. And there was a ton of mill work. But as soon as we started running Mil-Spec in the production side, it was mostly lathe work that came out.
Yep.
And we resisted the urge to finance a lathe because we just want to stay, under the expenses. We wanted to be strong.
We want to be insulated from the economy.
But we missed out on so much money that we could have made.
But
In hindsight's 2020,
but we were insulated from the economy. No matter what happened, our four walls were covered, our electric's covered.
Yeah.
Everything's fine.
Yep. And which is a damn good thing considering all the stuff that broke and the slow roll of building the business.
Yeah.
I think I don't know, kind of want to point out to people too, if you're started your business and you're feeling like you're a failure right now, that you're not growing fast enough, you're not doing enough, I promise you, you are right on track.
The feeling is mutual.
You're probably going to go through that about 5-6 different times.
More than that.
I feel like Mil-Spec has been a realistic growth expectation and model for people that you're not immediately going to blow up within the first year. Ideally, 1.5 to 2 years is realistic. If you're working hard to hustle and build those relationships, absolutely, it's attainable within that first year, I think.
And it's not even like when you start your business is not when you're starting the business. You're starting the business while creating relationships at your full-time job.
Yeah.
All right, that's already putting in play of it too.
Oh, what I forgot to mention earlier when I was talking about what other people did to be successful with those relationships. The people that seem to have taken off really fast within the first like 6 months and less, they were at their jobs for like 10 years and had a plethora of really great relationships. So when they did call up and say, hey, we got a machine, they got that overflow work immediately. So just, again, I can't stress enough about relationships in this industry. You need to be into networking with people.
Yes. It's not even like networking just to get yourself work. Maybe you got something that has multi-processes to it and you need to outsource lathe work or, fabrication work. You got a fab shop that you can work with. You get the job and you guys work together.
Benefit, yeah.
Yeah.
Collaboration over competition, baby.
Yep.
Very important. So lift up everybody, especially your local community.
Yep, because everybody wins.
Yeah. And then what else are we doing? Oh, so a couple weeks ago, someone reached out to us about if we did any work for Sometry. We started that process like a year ago when we started Mil-Spec.
Yeah.
We actually started getting work in from local customers, so we never finished like the onboarding process or was it called a test part?
Yeah, the test part.
But since someone asked, we're like, you know what, let's go ahead and try it out because, we did that video on paid platforms and our experience with that. So we figured we'd dabble in Sometry.
Yep.
We passed the test part. We just completed all the onboarding processes, and we'll probably make a video about it. If you guys are interested, always feel free to reach out if you have any questions about stuff, and we're happy to share.
Well, leave a comment down below if you guys want to see that happen.
Yeah. But when we started Mil-Spec, I spent a lot of time doing paperwork. I registered with sam.gov, the DLA. I got our company certified through the SBA to become a service-disabled veteran-owned small business.
Yep.
And all of this was put together with the intentions we are always going to get into DoD work at some point.
Yep.
So I would rather,
That's the goal.
I wanted to do all that paperwork, knock it out before we got really busy as we are now.
Yeah.
And so we feel like we finally got a lot of that stuff done. And now that we're knocking out ITAR and ISO, I feel like we're definitely ready.
Yeah. That
we can start quoting on stuff. And if you guys ever have any questions about that, happy to help as well.
She knows it all.
Yeah.
So.
Pretty wild for our girl that never had any manufacturing experience to jump in here and figure out all the business side of it. I think the last thing we really are going to do this upcoming year is keep investing to the shop beyond machines, just organization.
Yeah. Tooling storage.
Add razzle dazzle to the shop, make it nice.
Organization.
Yeah, for sure. I want to paint in here, I think.
Yeah.
We painted the last shop we were at, that navy blue, and I just feel like it was our brand, And we're going to be shooting videos and stuff in here. I just think it looks nice.
Yeah. Definitely blue. Maybe army green. The olive dark green.
Maybe.
Yeah.
That'd be pretty
Feel like a white star. Could you guys see that right there? That white star.
Maybe a bomber
green.
girl,
Huh?
A bomber girl on the
Oh, that'd be hot.
You can tell we've been married for 12 years.
Yeah.
Well, guys, if you ever have any questions, again, please feel free to reach out. I think that's pretty good update for them.
Oh, yeah.
We're doing good.
If you guys again, when you're starting a business, there's going to be woes in it. You'll get deep down. You'll think, I failed or this is not working out. You just got to stick to it. Stick to your guns.
And there's no shame. If you have to go back and get a full-time job, you need to go knocking door to door with, your capability sheet and stuff. There's no shame whatsoever. Whatever you have to do, keep pushing because I promise you're closer than you really think.
And not only that, another business owner seeing you go out there, having the drive to go do that, it's like, man,
they're hungry.
They're hungry.
They're dependable.
And if they're hungry for success, I want to be part of that.
Yep.
It might motivate me even more. It's like, oh, yeah.
It's amazing.
It's amazing.
Well, guys, make sure you like, subscribe, and turn on those notifications, and let us know what you want to see in future episodes. Thanks for joining us on today's episode of Becoming a Practical Machinist. We'll catch you next time.
Take it easy, guys.